Titles, go!
A short ferry.
Full-on glamping.
Keep my nuggets out your mouth.
Be better.
A nice bag.
Hey, little guy.
We could use any culture.
Pinching his tent.
Prison wallet.
Bruce Nukem.
Putting bounce back in the mosh pit.
Word to your mama.
You're so fucking weird. All right, let's do this.
Warning. What you are about to hear contains explicit language, adult themes, and potentially disturbing content. The views and opinions expressed are those of the hosts and do not reflect the opinions of anyone else, anywhere, ever, in the history of the world. This podcast is intended for an immature audience and should not be listened to by anyone, anywhere, ever, in the history of the world. You know, fuck it. You've been warned.
Hello, welcome to this week's edition of Geek Pod. I'm your host, Paul.
I'm Hugh.
I'm Kev.
Jack.
He's Jack. No Corbs for the next couple weeks. He's got prior commitments, something about a pool at his friend's house. I don't know. But we'll see you soon, buddy. Guys, thank you for holding it down last week.
You're welcome.
You guys did a pretty good job. I'm not gonna lie, that was good. Your nuggets you dropped, can we get those back? Because they look kind of delicious. Not gonna lie.
I actually threw those out, and Paul, I'm not going to give you my nuggets so you can put them in your mouth. Keep my nuggets out of your mouth.
All right. So, guys, what's got you geeked?
Well, I got a couple things, so I'm going to try to go through them really quickly. First of all, I'm going to be very excited on Friday when my wife gets back from Texas because she's currently there for a supervisor summit or whatever. They got all the ops managers had to get together. She did not want to go. They got her a first class ticket to fly down.
Nice.
But she didn't. She figured they'd say, okay, no, don't worry about it. Nope, they did it. So she had to go. She's sick right now though, which sucks. So they're taking them out to all these fancy meals and she can't taste anything. But you know, here at the house, it's been a little crazy trying to deal with Avery all by myself. I fucking hate that little kid and I love her too. But it's just been absolutely crazy. On top of that, like I said, I had a couple things. First of all, I got a stainless steel pan this week, saute pan, and I tried it out for the first time tonight for dinner. I had pan-seared scallops and asparagus with an all-out stout pan sauce. Freaking delicious, but I've been wanting to branch out into a few different things that I haven't played with before, and stainless steel can be difficult to cook with, and my first attempt was a success, so pretty excited about that. Also discovered on Erie Boulevard, maybe you've seen it, Paul. Have you seen that store that popped up last year called Beer Depot?
I think I've drove by it. I haven't been in it.
Okay, it's on the same road as Paradise Found, but it's like right where it hits Erie Boulevard. It's on the corner.
Yes.
I'd seen that, and I called them a while back and asked them what their non-alcoholic selection was like, expecting them to be like, we got a few. He's like, oh, we have quite a few. You should come in. So I finally did that this week, and lo and behold, I walk in there. Guy points me to this wall, and it's not a huge section by any means. And there I see just about every normal version of Athletic Brewing.
Sweet.
They had both the IPAs, the Mexican one, a stout, a coffee stout, all the ones that I normally would order and have shipped here. They're there, and it's actually $1 cheaper, a 6-pack. And I was just like jumping for joy. They even sell it in 12 packs.
Ooh.
So, I mean, I'm going to have to bring some with us, you know, when you talk about yours, yeah, so that I've got something. But no, I'm just really excited. I mean, they don't have the special ones like this delicious pineapple upside down shake, as they call it. Those are the special batches. I'll still have to order them from the website, but I can go right down the street and get Athletic Brewing now. And he said it's selling like crazy, which tracks with what we heard about them earlier in the year. So I'm really excited to see that they're doing well. Finally, I threw some, unexpected circumstance, have my hands on an Xbox Series S, and I dove into that over the past 2 weeks, signed up for Game Pass, and I just got to say, Paul, I'm pretty impressed. And we
Nice.
can touch on that in the gaming section, but I am really excited about this.
Very
It's
cool.
it's a pretty awesome device, and they've really upped their game, especially when it comes to cloud gaming. And we'll talk more about that later.
Outstanding. Kev.
Dude, vacation. Every weekend's a vacation.
That's the beauty of not having kids. That's
Fuck yeah, hoser. No, so this past weekend, the wife and I were in Vermont. Took a little 4-day trip, took Friday off, and we did a 4-day because we had Monday off. Rode up, I on my motorcycle and Kathy was on her Riker, and uneventful ride up. Had a good time. Took a nice long way. Went up through what the hell island is that? We ended up on a ferry. It's a short ferry, and it's one we've taken before, and pretty cool. You know, they typically put the motorcycles on first, so we were right up in the front. And first one's on, first one's off. Nice ride in. Saturday we got some rain, so we kind of bedded down. I got a chance to catch up on some shows that I wanted to watch, and but we did still get out a little bit because it was cold and like misty rain. So I don't care about either one of them by themselves. I would ride in either, but when it's cold and misty rain and windy, that just makes it incredibly not fun. So we hunkered down for Saturday, went for a really awesome ride on Sunday, did six of the different gaps. Also in Vermont speak, these little roads that go up over these hills, they call them gap roads, or they call it a gap at the top, and anywhere else they would call it a pass. So there's quite a few of them in this one small area. And we did 6 of them. I looped them around so that we could do them all in a loop. And Kathy was really excited that she got to do them all. A lot of dirt roads in there. So that was a really, really, really good time. And then the strangest thing happened on the way back on Monday. Typically what happens, you know, the ride back or the drive back is always a slog. You know, you get on the machine or you get behind the wheel and it's just, you know, you just drive. I don't know what happened. I don't know what we did different, but it was just like, it was a great day. It was a great ride. It was great weather. We stopped quite often. You know, we got snack here and ice cream there, and you know, just it was just a great ride. And next thing I know, we're home.
nice.
I don't know how the hell we did that, but I got to make sure I do that again, because that last day is always, you know, it just always turns out to be you know, oh, we got to get home. Let's just go. And it wasn't like that. So it was really, really good. Kathy had a great time. A little over 800 miles, I think we put on. And I'm always worried about her on her machine, because when I ride it, I feel like it's twitchy and it's, you know, it's small for me. That's the problem. It's too small for me. She loves it. She has a great time with it. She loves how it rides. She does a great job. She can pass vehicles, you know, does the curves at 100 miles an hour. She just does a phenomenal freaking job. So she loves it. And that's all that really mattered is I don't have to worry about her, because she's comfortable and she's having a good time. So I think that's part of what made the ride home that much better. So there was that. And we got a couple more coming. We got a couple more things coming up. I'm looking forward to some stuff I'm doing with some guys that I know, these backcountry discovery routes, which are pretty much all dirt roads. Like you go from like the southern part of New York all the way to the northern part of Vermont or Maine or whatever it is. And it's all dirt roads the whole way. And it's about 7 days of riding one direction. So looking forward to doing that, you know, getting back on the bike and, you know, camping at night. I got away from that because the back wasn't dealing with it, you know, and the sleeping bag and the sleeping pad I had, the pad that goes underneath the bag, the pad is so thin. It's, you know, it's like this thick. And when it's fully inflated, it self-inflates. And it's just not enough. Well, come to find out, I've been out of sleeping in a tent long enough that there's a lot newer technology out there, that there's companies that have made these, you know, thick, you know, 3.5, 4-inch, 5-inch thick pads that still roll up small enough so that I can put it on the bike, and they're not so heavy that it adds too much weight, but they loft really nice, and you can sleep on your side. And you know, I got folks that they're telling me that, they're 60, 70 years old, they're sleeping on these things, and they have back problems, whatever, and they don't have any problem. They sleep great, and they're just loving it. So I'm really looking forward to getting back out there and, ride in tent. I don't think the wife wants to do that much, but I'm looking forward to getting the chance to do that some more. So that's where I'm at. Motorcycles and vacations, and let's do more of it.
So it sounds like you've gone from regular camping to full-on glamping.
That's pretty much what it is.
No, he's on a bike. This would be glamping.
Glamping. Let's call it glamping.
But you're actually, Kev, you're pinching your tent.
I do that. I pinch it, I stuff it down in the bag, I stuff it with my fist.
I wouldn't call her that on a regular basis, man. She'll get pissed.
All right, that does sound fun though. I haven't camped in years.
Sticking it in his wife.
Oh,
Hey, she's not going.
she's a nice lady, Paul. Jeez, man.
She is. I mean, tall chick. I mean, you can't. Does it wait? If she
You keep
listens,
it-
I'm gonna behave. Just
You
No,
keep it
she
out of
listens.
Kevin's bag, okay?
She's listening right now. You can't see her behind my background.
she's hidden behind the geek pod. All right, Jack, your turn.
I don't know. It's just really the little things, honestly, that I really appreciate about everything. As I told you, like I have my girlfriend now. We've been together for about a couple months, and it's been really great. Well, maybe I haven't mentioned this on the podcast, so I don't know if I should. I was like, yes, mention it. No, but like we first met and literally we listened like to music together, and like recently she made a Spotify playlist, and like it's like got like all the songs that we like to listen to. But I've actually been getting back into my running, believe it or not. I'm actually like me of all people, like I'm losing so much fucking weight. Like I'm trying to get back into my like me of all people.
New
But, like,
girlfriends will do that.
You would be the one that out of the four of us that I would think would do that. So I'm not really surprised.
Wait, don't you lose weight so you can find a girlfriend? And once you get one, then you just say fuck it.
My girlfriend's got the runner body, so like she
Mm.
literally was a
What did she
track
do with
runner.
the head?
I don't know, man. but like just like she like wants me to be better. Like I'm running more. Like I've lost.
Wait, you're in that phase already? She wishes you were better.
No, I'm actually thinking I'm better. Like no. She thinks I'm fine, but I want to lose more weight. But like I've lost literally like 20 pounds already, and I'm trying to lose more. So,
Okay,
but
so-
like, what's up?
She's a woman. She doesn't think you're funny.
Oh no, she thinks I'm fine. But shout out back to her. But like, just like having like all those like people that push you and make you better and all that. That just I don't know. Just like that's what's got me geeked really this week. Having her just motivate me. Like we're running more, we're hiking more. Been doing a lot more hiking. Like I've only been hiking maybe once or twice in my life.
You
Because-
should go backpack camping.
I should. I don't know if I ever told anybody this. I think Paul knows, but like I have shitty knees too. So like I have like there was an old football player named Willis McGahee. So like his knee it snapped. So our knees sit in cups, and my knees were always straight lines growing up. So I was a competitive track runner. Yeah. So like I was in a track meet once, and then my kneecap wrapped behind the whole kneecap. So like literally that means I had to stop running after that. But
Yeah, that's gonna make you stop running.
Yeah.
That
That'll
sounds
do
painful.
that.
you try telling that to like a 15-year-old that really enjoys running. So that was very hard for a while. Now I'm 34, but now I'm, like I said, I'm jogging. I'm running at 80%. I'll never run at 100% again. But like hiking, like doing all these things that I've thought I would be like, you know what? I'm too scared to do all these things because my knees are fucked up. I don't want to fuck them up even more. But like with that reassurance, when you have that right girl in your life, you guys all know, because I'm the one that's not married. They just push you to motivate you to do things that you know you can't do.
Jack, stop it. You're confusing Paul.
I know. Maybe two of the three then. I'm sorry.
Right, girl? What?
But just having that in your life, that's what's really got me geeked. Just the motivation that makes you better and who you are. And it's like, fuck, I did not know I could be better than I really am. But I know now I'm turning this to the full house hour, but it's really pretty nice in your life.
Oh no! All jokes
I
aside,
know.
we're happy for you.
I know you are.
I know I could be better than I am, but my ankle says go fuck yourself. So
Oh yeah.
that's really where it stops.
Oh yeah, no, I'm always gonna be the person that wants to like push myself further and harder to do it and not sit still because that's like my father in me. But like I'm not gonna stop. I'm just gonna keep going. So if I want something, I'm just gonna go get it.
Just not Kevin's back.
No, sorry, it's his mustache.
Listen, I got a nice bag. You haven't seen it. Well, maybe you have.
A nice tea bag.
It's the bag that goes on my motorcycle. You stop it.
Oh, I thought it was your tea bag. Okay, my bad. Paul, what about you?
Wait. I know it has. I know. Let me guess. Can I guess, Paul? Can I guess?
Sure.
Okay. You're geeked because you're no longer putting Bounce back in the mosh pit.
Is
Oh.
that a Limp Biscuit thing?
It is. What's up with the hat?
Yeah, see, let's pull
Poser.
the curtain back just a little bit. Paul's the one that does the editing for the show, so even when he's not on the show, he gets to watch the show. Like I said, I was impressed with the show last week. I noticed, Hugh, we led right off with the first thing we're saying is that we don't have to, and I'm going to paraphrase, look at Paul's stupid backwards hat for 2 hours.
I believe I said something about Limp Bizkit cover band or something.
Yeah, I believe that
something
fit
like
in
that.
there
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
So-
I did, Fred.
So
That's what I said.
So
Fred.
I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna test drive some other stuff if nobody likes the backwards hat. So I think I'm gonna every week we'll test drive a different hat, see what anybody likes, if anybody likes anything else. Who knows? At the end of it, maybe I'll actually go without a hat for a week. And you can see the rock and the horseshoe.
That would
But yeah, but that's what that's about. I'm just gonna try some different stuff, see what's doing, see what everybody thinks. So if you guys are so inclined to actually reach out afterwards, let us know what you like for the different hats. And I'm not just talking like different ball caps. We're gonna do a few different styles here. So all right. But that's not what's got me geeked. What's got me geeked is a brand new development that happened since the last time I've been on the show, and that's that this year's GeekPod Summer Tour is heating up. Right, Jack?
Of course. We're kicking off.
Word to your mama, is that what he said?
And so we're kicking off, you idiot.
Oh. And I can't really call this summer tour because it's gonna be the end of summer by the time we start it. But middle of August, the 13th, 14th, GeekPod is going to do a live appearance out of state for the first time.
Ooh.
We're going to be crashing a party in Wellsboro, Pennsylvania. We've been invited to go to Wellsboro Comic Con. It sounds like a great little town. Their promoter, Julian, was telling me all about the town. It sounds like a cool little place. And he's decided, he's the owner of Pop's Culture Shop. It's a comic shop in town. He decided he wanted to do a Comic Con down there. So he's throwing a weekend long party. It's going to be over a couple of buildings as well as some outdoor venues. There's going to be a lot of stuff to do, a lot of stuff to see. Their top billed guest, their headliner, is a Marvel Comics legend. Wouldn't you say, Hugh?
I would, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Roy Thomas, editor. He was actually the editor-in-chief right after Stan Lee retired. He was the guy that took over for Stan. Plus, he was a writer for your prolific writer, I'd say.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say for years because I think literally within the last month he just had writing credits on another X-Men book that just came out.
Yeah.
But for me, some of the hugest part of it is that he was big in the whole Marvel Comics, Marvel Cosmic explosion in the late 70s, early 80s. He had a lot to do with that stuff. But what you guys would mostly know him from, aside from Hugh, because he's got a pretty expansive knowledge of comics as well. He is the co-creator of Wolverine.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pretty cool to see him, get to meet him, get something tagged, because I got to have a Wolverine comic over there somewhere. And also that Saturday night while we're there, they're hosting a screening of the movie Logan with a Q&A and a pre-lecture before the movie with Roy Thomas. So you actually get to watch the movie with the creator of the character.
Oh, wow.
That is
So
really
that's
cool.
pretty cool. Yeah.
That is cool.
Logan
And,
is a very good movie for sure. That's
Yes. Probably the best of the 20th Century Fox Wolverine centric movies. And I did do well, okay, we'll call it what it is. I did some begging and made sure we're in the same venue as Roy. So we'll actually be in the same building with him. I think we're gonna have a good time. We've got some cool stuff planned for it already. We're gonna bring back the Gaming with Geeks. That's gonna be all set up in there. So come out. If you have time from hanging out with Roy Thomas, come see us too. We'll be there. We'll be recording the whole thing. We'll get more than 10 minutes of footage. And, I think we're gonna have a blast, guys. What do you think?
just being there and talking with people, seeing what's got them geeked, seeing people like-minded like us, just being out in the public again. COVID really put a damper on things for a couple of years, and when we were at the con a couple of weeks ago, it was a good time to be out with people, and that I think was my first time out in the cons with you doing it, and I was like, this is great. I just can't wait to talk to people and see what they're up to and just be people like-minded like us.
That's true. In the old days, like you would do the free comic book day with us, so we'd be set up in one location. You didn't really get a chance to move around. So the Syracuse CNY comic and toy one day greatest ever TeddyCon was your first experience with that. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I'm just thinking road trip with the boys.
Yes, we're gonna have some good times. Like you almost spoiled earlier, you're gonna grab your athletics and bring them down with you so we can have some fun.
Oh yeah.
I think it's gonna be very cool.
Hey, it's going to be different for us, for sure.
Well, it will, but we're all well aware and we'll be very respectful of it. Again.
Oh no, I don't care
guarantee
about
that.
that. You guys do what you need to do. I'm just saying, no more throwing of Asian food.
Well,
No more being up until 4 or
Tossing the
5 in
tie.
morning.
No.
well, let's not. Let's
All
not
right,
say
Kev's like,
done.
no, I'm
I
gonna.
was like,
fuck this
I
all
make
up.
no promises.
Like I
Oh,
said,
yeah.
I'm a light sleeper. If one of you snore, you're going in the hallway in 2 seconds.
You better be a light sleeper if we bunk together, baby.
Fuck.
That's
gotta
what he's
crunch.
thinking. Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure with all the back and forth chatter, you two have to bunk together at this point.
And I think we might have to
Right.
keep the camera running in that room.
No.
You may not want to bear witness.
Kevin,
This
I will
is
make
true
a-
because again, I'm stuck editing. So.
Kevin and I will have a Blair Witch experience in the bedroom, basically.
You're gonna stand in the corner.
You hope it's gonna be
Basically,
that tame.
But you'll come in
Paul,
with
you
a
buried
question-
the lead, brother.
Yeah,
Roy
but we'll
Thomas
be making we'll be making forts in the bedroom, and Roy Thomas will be joining us. We're gonna be having a ball in there, making
You,
more.
you leave that man alone.
Yeah.
you, Paul, you buried the lead. Roy Thomas was the successor to Stan Lee,
Right.
He
and he was
said
the
that.
creator. He was the creator of Conan the Barbarian. Come on.
Oh,
Well,
What?
he wasn't the creator. He might have been the driving force for the comic book, but
Yeah.
no, I
definitely
did
not.
mention that he was the successor to Stan Lee.
Oh, it's the comic. I got it. I read that wrong.
But still, the guy's something, and I'm quite excited. I'm also quite excited to see Julian's shop. From what he was
Who?
telling me, he's got the promoter, the guy that owns Pop's Culture Shop.
Oh.
That's
What
I
a
wanna check it out.
great name.
Right? And he's a really cool guy. Jack, you met him too. He was there. He's the one we met in at the con. Gave us
Yeah,
a flyer
yeah.
about this one. Got this whole
Oh,
ball rolling. Yeah,
yes, I remember.
really cool guy.
Yeah.
So
Neat.
yes, but
We got
that
all-
was it for me.
We gotta all have hats and shirts for that.
Yeah, well, I guess we need to get some more sponsor money.
We need uniforms.
All right. So boys, we're still in the midst of summer, so we probably don't have a lot for this. So what's everybody playing?
Anybody else?
You go
Until
first, then
better.
I'll throw something in.
I just like I said, I'm diving into the Xbox world, and Game Pass is fucking cool. Okay, it's like Sony just changed their PlayStation Plus, and they're trying to roll their streaming and downloading game service into a big package. Xbox already has it, and it's like Sony's trying to build what they've already, I don't want to say perfected because everything can be better, but I'm really impressed by this. So far, just about any game I've tried to play has not only been available, but it's also been available for streaming.
Oh,
Also
nice.
available for streaming on any device. Now, some of them do have touchscreen controls not a ton of them, but some of them do. But I can plug a controller into my Amazon Fire tablet and be playing fucking Fallout 4
Nice.
in just a few seconds. The cloud gaming feature works really, really well here at home, of course, on my good Wi-Fi. But yeah, I'm just blown away. I got 3 months of Game Pass for $1. And I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to stick with this. And here's the great part about this. Let's say this Xbox Series S thing, is a temporary thing. I don't need their hardware to utilize this.
That's cool.
I can Game Pass on a PC, a tablet, anything I want. It's everything. It's basically the Netflix of games, which is what Sony wants to be, but they're not going to make it because everything is tied to their hardware.
Right.
I mean, they do have remote play, but remote play all requires remoting from your hardware. And Xbox has taken or Microsoft, I should say, has taken the hardware out of the equation. And potentially that means they're going to be more successful, because that means I can be a hardcore PS5 person and still have a Game Pass and play it on my computer.
That's cool.
It is cool. I'm
That's
very
really
impressed.
Cool. That's neat. I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, they've been saying probably the next generation of consoles will probably be the last for consoles as we know them, because everything is going to move to this kind of cloud
streaming
platform.
Cloud. Yeah.
And it works so well. I don't see why not. I mean, the only issues you're going to have is in competitive gaming, and even that is playable, but everything else works just fine.
Nice. 'Tis the future.
It is.
Kev, how about you?
Oh, I'm embarrassed to say it. Back in Settlers.
At least you're not playing Candy Crush.
It's not Candy Crush. It's a stupid Settlers game. They have fixed quite a bit, and they've got a summer event, and that's all I'm going to say about it.
Jack.
I went down memory lane again and picked a game out from the past, of course. But this is actually one of my first video games I've ever played. I was 6 years old when I played this. You're like, you played this when you were 6? Duke Nukem 3D.
Nice.
Not the first one, not the second one, but the 3D one that was like for like the Microsoft DOS and all that.
Yeah.
But oh my God. My mom was in a medical this is the cool little backstory. She was in a medical software job. And she was like, you know how you always go to your parents' work, they're like, do your homework and don't bother me and all that stuff. So my mom had a computer IT guy. Kudos to you guys. So his name was Android. They called him Android. So he was a really cool guy. But he was like, hey, little guy, do you want to try a game out? I'm like, sure. What do you got? He's like, try this game called Duke Nukem 3D. I'm like, what's the M for? He's like, magnificent. So
the controllers are in my pants.
The controllers are in your pants. But like Duke Nukem, what would you guys kind of say? Like he's like a James Bond meets like Conan the Barbarian. He's like a raunchy.
I think James Bond is too refined.
Yeah. He's like, but yeah, he's like Terminator, and like he's got like
he is a straight up parody of action movie heroes.
G.I.
Like he is
Terminator.
Schwarzenegger.
Doom with dirty words.
Yes.
Yeah.
And big
but
tits.
Like, oh yeah. But like you're just playing that game. Like, yes, of course the graphics aren't the best, but like, oh my God, that game still holds up to this day. Like the weapon choices, like just playing the game from the movie theater, going into the strip clubs, like, baby, you want to dance? Like, come get some. I'm ready to kick ass and chew bubble gum, but I'm all out of gum.
You know what it is? It's Doom. If Bruce Campbell did the voice of the Doom guy, that's what Duke Nukem is.
Yeah,
that's fair. Yep,
that's fair. I see that. But yeah, just like going down memory lane, playing that old game again. No cheat codes when this time I beat it all the way through, because like it's actually pretty hard. Those bosses aren't easy, but all the gun choices they have, like that was just, oh dude, that game was just great.
Yes, you're not wrong. I actually did do a little gaming this week myself. I needed to blow some steam off, so I fired up Grand Theft Auto Online. It was my first ever experience with a GTA game at all. And I mean, I can't say that I did too much. I created my character. I selected the fact that I'm a nightclub owner or something like that. And then they get you started with it. And really all I did is acquire my guns and then go get cars and run people over and punch women in the back of the head as I ran behind them, and money fell out their ass, which was great. That's not typically what happens.
It's their prison wallet.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Not lying there.
But
And then the girls have a prison purse. They have both.
gotcha. Yes.
Oh my god. And then if you kill a dude, it probably you get negative money.
I don't think no, I didn't kill any innocent bystanders, but I have shot a few cops. Because just FYI, if you run down the street and keep punching people in the back of the head, eventually the cops come. Then,
Yeah, like it does in real life.
as one does, yeah. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. I'm sure I'm very bad at the game because I'm not really getting anything done. I did one mission where I had to go around and pick up all the people that were going to be my staff at the nightclub. I didn't know like you had to escort all of your employees, but we actually had a gaming segment this week, so yay, go us, I guess.
Hooray.
Are we done yet?
With the gaming segment, yes, we are, and that means it's time for Kev's tabletop review.
All right. So I've got a cool one for you this week. You're going to like this, I think. And if you guys are the movie buffs that I think you are going to recognize this almost immediately. This week's game is called Nemesis, and it came out in 2018. The short description: survive an alien-infested spaceship, but beware of other players and their agendas. Playing Nemesis will take you into the heart of sci-fi survival horror in all its terror. A soldier fires blindly down a corridor trying to stop the alien advance. The scientist races to find a solution in his makeshift lab. A traitor steals the last escape pod in the very last moment. Intruders you meet on the ship are not only reacting to the noise you make, but also evolve as the time goes by. The longer the game takes, the stronger they become. During the game, you control one of the crew members with a unique set of skills, personal deck of cards, and an individual starting equipment. These heroes cover all your basic sci-fi horror needs. For example, the scientist is great with computers and research, but will have a hard time with combat. The soldier, on the other hand, Nemesis is a semi-cooperative game in which you and your crewmates must survive on a ship infested with hostile organisms. To win the game, you have to complete one of the two objectives dealt to you at the start of the game and get back to Earth in one piece. You will find many obstacles in your way, swarms of intruders, the name given to the alien organisms by the ship AI, the poor physical condition of the ship, agendas held by your fellow players, and sometimes just cruel fate. The reviews I watched for this game show that it is very common to lose the game. There is an opportunity for you to walk into a room, meet the alien queen, and
die.
Game over, man. Have you guessed what this game is like yet? Hold on. Oh, all right. Let me just tell you a little bit more. This game is complete with action figures, these little figurines that they would blow your mind. If you're an alien sci-fi horror movie fan, you are going to love the miniatures in this game. It is a dungeon crawl, but the best part about this, possibly the best part about this, is it is a double-sided board. So the ship has two completely different layouts. There are random room cards that you place out on the board so that as you play through the game, you have no idea what room you're going to walk into next. The game is complete with all sorts of special cards for each player, special ability cards. The mechanisms for the game include, hold on, I gotta let this load. Campaign or battle card driven. cooperative game, dice rolling, hidden roles, modular board, which is really cool. That's that modular board I talked about. Player elimination, semi-cooperative game. So you can actually use the agendas given to you to sort of work for the corporation instead of the team. Solo or solitaire game. I am trying to maintain that theme. I am trying to bring you games that you can play on your own, and you certainly can with this one. It even has a comic book that goes along with it that you can play through as you read the book. You play the game solo and read the book at the same time. This is so well thought out. I have never seen anything like this before. Team-based game, trader game, variable player powers. One last thing I want to tell you is a little bit of the statistics of the game. It's a 1 to 5 player game, 90 to 180 minutes of playtime, ages 12 and up, and a weight of 3.4 out of 5. So this is on the higher end of the games that I like to bring you guys. Okay, now is your chance. Name that movie.
Among Us.
Aliens?
Jack.
No, Alien.
Alien.
Jack.
Alien.
Jesus Christ, Jack.
Whatever. Ripley.
Alien 3.
This is
Alien
totally
Resurrection.
this is totally an Alien ripoff. I mean,
oh yeah. Oh my God. It sounds like a. I wouldn't say a ripoff. I would say an homage.
I honestly believe this was made possibly in cooperation with somebody, and they just didn't give it that name. But if you look at this game on BoardGameGeek.com, again, BoardGameGeek.com, where I get all of my great information about the best board games and card games and dice games that are out today. This game is just, it's everything about it. Everything you see, everything you see. If they weren't working with somebody that created the movies, they're huge fans. And the manufacturer, which is Awakened Realms, is known for the lengths they go to make their games, uber playable and just so enjoyable as an experience. And this one, it just blows my mind. It's just absolutely looks fantastic.
Is this one you've recently discovered, or have you actually played?
I've recently discovered this. I haven't played this, unfortunately. I got a feeling that it's going to be an expensive one.
How much is it? That's like $59.99.
Brand new, anywhere is 120 or so. eBay, you can find them, relatively inexpensive. So this is an expensive one. This is an expensive one. But yeah, there's a lot into it though.
Would this be a fun one, say, for maybe Gaming with Geeks? Or do you think that's a little too detailed for a quick pickup game for people who come up and hang out at our table?
This is not a quick learn how to do it,
no.
and let's do it. If you wanted to put a couple people around the table and play the game and have folks come up and watch, that'd be different. But no, this is not a quick pickup. Those games what I have in mind for that kind of situation is, Sabak, or some of the card games like Bang. Some of those games, because they're very, very quick to pick up. Midnight Werewolf or One Night Werewolf. These are games that are wicked quick to pick up. They have a really fun interactive piece to them that anyone can just sit down and they can just follow along and they get it really, really quick. So okay. I think those are the ones that I would like to stick with, and and along with the the Farkle and some of those other games, because those are quick, they're engaging, they're challenging, and they got the competition aspect to them too. So
perfect, good.
You got everything you need.
This is what I wanted to do next during your segment this time, and I probably should have mentioned it ahead of time, was kind of go over like what people should expect when we are setting up this Gaming with Geeks live.
I definitely, those are all the games that I would pick, and I'd be more than happy to sit down and and I could make a list of exactly why I think these are the games that would fit that quick kind of, hey, sit down and let's play around together.
Yes. You don't have to write us a dissertation, because we're hoping that you're going to be there to lead it. definitely Vernon Downs for Sci-Fi Horror Fest. Kev will be there leading it. That is our huge actual debut of Gaming with Geeks at the Syracuse Con and the upcoming Wellsboro Comic Con. Those are our soft open for it. But this is definitely Kevin's baby. He's the driving force behind all of our gaming stuff, and this was his brainchild, which frankly is a really fucking good one. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's gonna be something fun. We have some stuff in the works. There might be something fun for you if you come up and game with us too, that you get to take home and walk away with. No, it's not none of the game pieces or Star Wars credits or anything. We want those back.
We can't give Jack away like that. There'll be liability issues.
Not this time. That was kind of scary last time.
Jack will have prizes under his skirt.
I'm sorry. Does it still hurt to sit down?
I'm just scarred a little bit.
His butthole.
It's kind of sensitive to talk about it.
It's a grab bag.
Broke Paul.
I can't talk right now.
What did he just shut his camera off? That was great. Look what I can do.
It's just like everything's just all blurry.
Like still, wow.
Sounds like a good night.
Yeah, there's that. There's the fucking Cracker Jacks again.
Motherfucker.
All right. Kev, were you done? Because I kind of
that's good.
Okay.
No, that's enough. Definitely check the game out on BoardGameGeek.com. There's some videos attached to this game that are really, really, really worth watching. Just completely ignore the some of the speech issues that some of the reviewers have. It's totally worth watching. I mean, it's just like us, ignore the way we talk, and you might actually enjoy the whole thing, or at least 10 minutes of it. But just watch some of those videos if you're really interested in the game, because they will hook you. I mean, it completely hooked me.
Well,
okay, you glitched there for a second. I was hoping the word you used was hook.
Yes.
Okay.
It's fun though what you're saying though, Kev. Like, even though I've been only back with this podcast for a short time, and I haven't met you yet to this day still, but you have all these games.
By design.
I know, by design. All these games that you review and all that, like that bird game, that's already on my list to get. That looks like a good game. This game I definitely want to add to my collection. Like all these games that you talk about, definitely you have a passion for it, and it really just shows. So I like it.
And from what I've seen, because we have done a game night together, the games he brings, like he really comes up with good ones. Like
That's right.
Yeah, he had me hooked on Castle Panic. That was for sure. I love that one.
Castle Panic's a lot of fun.
But that one would be hard to do at a con. That there's a lot of setup to that.
It's interesting though. See, that's the thing with Castle Panic. You might not have somebody jump up and want to play around, but they might want to watch. You know what I mean? They might want to actually see, because it's an interesting board. It's got interesting pieces.
Mm-hmm.
The gameplay is interesting, especially if you do the cooperative mode. It's another one that's could be cooperative, or it could be out for yourself kind of thing.
And then everybody's true colors come out, because
That's right.
I am all about myself.
So you're sending
That's not a true color that has to come out, Paul.
Sometimes things should stay in the shadows. Just all right. I think on that note, why don't we throw it to commercial and we'll come back to the news. Stick with us, guys. Looking for the hottest new comic on the shelf or a keyback issue to complete your run? How about that rare statue or action figure that you've scoured the internet looking for? Come to Collectibles Galore. Located in North Syracuse with ample off-street parking, Collectibles Galore has a huge selection of comics, toys, and rare pop culture items you won't find anywhere else. Comics Galore is always buying comics and toys and will give you the fairest price for your collection. New customers get 15% off their first purchase in store. Collectibles Galore for all of your pop culture needs. Stop in and see for yourself why Collectibles Galore is the king of comics. Fourth annual Sci-Fi Horror Fest is coming with an all-new location, new guests, and all the same fun, charm, and camaraderie that you've come to know and love. Sci-Fi Horror Fest has a new home for 2022 at the Vernon Downs Casino and Hotel in Vernon, New York. Sci-Fi Horror Fest will be held on August 26th and 27th. Sci-Fi Horror Fest is a family-friendly event featuring fun activities, vendors, and a media area with an eclectic group of podcast personalities. Exciting celebrity guest appearances will be announced soon. For more information and to purchase tickets, go to www.sci-fi-horrorfest.com. Sci-Fi Horror Fest is currently looking for volunteers. This is your chance to be a part of the fun. Please note, details of the event are subject to change due to any lasting issues due to COVID-19.
Now, before you go to Applebee's on Erie Boulevard and get a fruit fly in your drink, a hair in your ranch dressing, get to endure the aroma of your waiter who clearly does not believe in deodorant, and the most pathetic half rack of ribs I've ever seen in my life. And yes, I am including the short-lived Burger King ribs in this. Here's the news. First up, Kraven's last protest. Aaron Taylor Johnson has revealed some details on Sony's upcoming spin-off, Kraven the Hunter. He says, quote, one of Marvel's most iconic, notorious anti-heroes, Spider-Man's #1 rival. He went on to say he found it refreshing that the character was not an alien or a wizard. He's just a hunter, a human with conviction, an animal lover, and a protector of the natural world. He's a very, very cool character. Protector? Lover of animals? This is not the Kraven of the comics, I know. While a bloodthirsty killer might not have been the best choice for the hero of a movie, Sony has made this exact movie 3 times now between both Venoms and Morbius. While I love that we are getting to see some of these villains that might not get to headline a Spider-Man movie, if they are in the same universe, this is totally screwing up their stories in a way that we will never get to see a true adaptation of any of these storylines. That description sounds less like Kraven and more like Jeff Watkins. Next up, spin-offs are coming. With the prequel House of the Dragon coming this summer, HBO has announced another spin-off of Game of Thrones. It's being developed right now. The new series focuses on Jon Snow after the events of the main series and has Kit Harington attached to star if a series moves forward. While I am super excited to see Matt Smith in House of the Dragon, this seems like a better bet for HBO. There are no books covering this era, so they can create whatever world works best for them. I also personally enjoyed the show when it was focused on his character, and this gives them a chance to really dig deep into Snow. See what I did there? Huh? His arc after the show looked to be fascinating, and I was really wanting more here. Plus, they need really good shows right now, and did anyone even watch Eternals? Harrington is free at the moment and could likely use a steady paycheck. And finally, this is why we fall. Scientists are reporting that the inability to stand on one leg for at least 10 seconds later in life leads to a greater possibility of death. Now, while they did link this to cognitive decline and many diseases, they also included fall deaths in the statistics. Now, I'm sorry, is fat people fall down and die more often not a catchy enough headline? I'm disgusted that millions were spent on such a ridiculous study. I guess I'm screwed. I tried this and I was fine on my left leg, but my right ankle was like, no way, dude. Here, I thought it would be standing up into an open freezer door or tripping over absolutely nothing that would get me. But apparently I'm going to fall and die of heart disease. And that's the news, kids. And if you didn't know, it's now illegal to wear a burkini at a public swimming pool in France. Now, you don't want to get arrested for showing off your least sexy swimwear this summer. That is so fucking weird. Laws that prevent others from forcing you to wear religious stuff, I get. Their new laws actually prevent the wearing of religious items like headscarves and Jewish skull caps in any public places. I wonder if that extends to MAGA hats. Paul?
In other news, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in 1893 that a tomato is a vegetable and not a fruit. Back to you, Jack. Is he frozen or?
He's ignoring us.
Oh, Jack.
Jack?
Jack.
While we're waiting for Jack, a burkini covers their entire body. Why is it illegal?
You're no longer allowed to wear anything religious. That includes like crosses and stuff like that. No religious
In France?
items of all in France in any public
But
spaces.
There's nothing about it that says anything.
It's
about
because it's tied to religion.
There you go.
That's what people think of. Now
So-
here's the thing.
Oh.
I'm all for taking religious iconography I can't say the word right now.
Iconography.
Out of thank you. Out of
Okay, hang on.
everything, but this is just a weird law. I don't get it.
It is odd.
Now, hold on. I have a what ifism for you on this.
Okay.
There is actually a movement getting Mandalorian to be a religious thing. Like the Mandalorian culture is now.
Well,
So does that mean in France you no longer would be able to carry weapons since that is a part of their religion?
If you were carrying blasters and wearing armor, probably.
Well, there goes my vacation to France.
It wasn't
Hey,
going to be
Jack.
good anyway.
So,
No, because I don't have enough conviction to make good armor. I mean, I'm not Alex.
I mean, you could be Alex.
Anyway, just so you know, I threw it to you, but you were very frozen.
I know. I did that on purpose. I was seeing if you were paying attention.
We called you Jack.
Jack. Oh. All right. How about a little pop culture this week?
Hey, I think we could use any culture, really.
We really could. So
This is true.
all right. Let's do some pop culture this week. So how about these two trivia questions dealing with that? This child actor who made $1 million, so he was the first child actor to make $1 million for what film? Name the actor and movie.
Macaulay Culkin, Home Alone.
Macaulay
no,
Culkin's the actor, but it is not Home Alone.
really.
Home Alone 2?
No.
Really?
My Girl.
Was
My
he in?
girl. And
Pit Paul's
I was
like,
just going through
third
his.
try.
Yeah, I suck.
no, but believe it or not, actually, for I forgot the guy's name, but for Horror Fest for Vernon Downs, the actor, it was just announced that he's gonna be there, the uncle from Home Alone, like Dan Aykroyd's brother. I forget that actor's name, but he's gonna be at that convention, which would be really cool.
Richard Mazer.
Yeah.
Okay, look at
So-
that. Way you tie it back in. Virtual high five. Ready? Yeah,
Got you. All right. What hit song was unwittingly written about deodorant?
Smells Like Teen Spirit. Nirvana.
Bam! Look at that. 2 for 2 this week. You are. Great job. How do you
Not
feel?
third try. How do I feel? A tiny buzz on and really tired.
I know you need sleep, but those were the erroneous trivia questions of the week, and kicking it back to you.
Great. Holy shit, that was fast.
And it all falls
Just
apart
like
when
that.
Corbs isn't here. I never would have guessed.
This segment does, yes. I didn't prepare sports or a movie.
Do you want me to do a movie on the spot? Or
Do we want to try that or no? Kevin
I
says
need-
no.
Well, that-
Kevin says go fuck yourself.
No, he doesn't like my movie reviews.
That's true from 2 weeks ago. What do you got, Kevin?
Well, wait. I don't.
No, I'm just messing with you. I'm just busting.
Oh, I couldn't
No, but-
remember. I think I
No,
was.
really, you said 2 weeks ago Jack sucks at movie reviews.
Yeah.
When,
you
no,
did.
it was last week.
Well-
I'm sorry. It wasn't 2 weeks ago. It was last week.
No,
It was
he
this
does.
Jurassic World review when I wasn't here.
Well, I'm sure we have plenty to talk about with Kenobi
He
today.
no, I didn't say he was bad at movie reviews. I said
Yes, you did.
his review
Sucked.
made the movie sound like it was bad.
I mean,
Look
It
at
got
Kevin
shit
trying to
on
rewrite
quick.
history here.
He said he goes,
typical
it
fucking
was,
white man.
It was all right. It was okay. It was
But here's the thing: being
I'm
the
glad
other
I saw
person in the
it.
room that has seen the movie, because Hugh, you haven't seen it, right?
I can't give anything away from it. That's
He's
why
not wrong because it was just okay.
Yeah.
that's not a, that makes the movie sound bad.
because it got
That's the point of a
bad reviews.
review, to tell you if the fucking movie's bad.
That's what I said. I didn't say his review was bad. I said it made the movie sound
Oh, I know.
bad. See, Paul, you're putting words in my mouth, and you almost got away with it.
I'll still get away with it. Editor.
Yeah.
But since we have a little bit of time, let's discuss that. Since I didn't get to talk about Dominion, it's not as awful as everybody's saying online, but
Uh-huh.
it's not Jurassic World and it's not Jurassic Park. You know what I mean? Like the first of each one of those. I literally sat bored in that movie until the two groups of humans came together. then I sat up and took notice, and I started having fun. The one of the greatest things for me, and it's not like the greatest scene ever in a movie or anything, but one of the greatest things for me was when Owen Grady and Alan Grant meet for the first time.
Yeah.
So that was pretty big for me. Now,
Yeah,
if we had Kylie on, she'll tell you it was the greatest movie ever made. Like, she was all fucking about it, to the point that she's going again this coming week to see it again with her friends now.
And this is why no one will pay your kids for their movie reviews.
I mean, you've noticed they haven't had a second chance at, being on the podcast network, right? There's a reason for this.
But did she only like it because it had dinosaurs?
No, she honestly and truly loves this franchise.
Well, so do I.
Yeah, but like a childhood, like deep-seated love, not with like looking it through adult eyes and being like, wow, that really wasn't that good of a movie.
You don't look at dinosaurs with adult eyes. I'm sorry. It's not possible.
Can you really say, though, like Jurassic Park 3 was a great movie?
Sam Neill, that's the reason why.
I liked it a lot just because it showed dinosaurs in the city. It was a change of
Pace,
venue.
yes.
So yeah, so I actually liked that one a lot.
So was that a poor choice of one to throw out there? Lost World?
Well,
how about that?
That's
I
fine.
liked all
Because
of them.
Lost World and Jurassic Park 3 are like notoriously like the weakest of the series before Dominion.
None of them come close to the first one. I mean, that's
that's
Absolutely. Absolutely. Of course, I think we all see that in a different light too, because we all experienced it like when it was new and when it was happening. I remember seeing that in the theater, and I was just fucking wowed by it. I still am when we rewatch it. But okay. Anyway, I just wanted to put my 2 raptor claws in on that, I guess.
Good job, Blue.
Uh-huh.
You can call me Beta.
I can think of so many more names, but I can't say.
But I guess we can throw it back to break and finish this thing up. What do you think?
Sure.
All right. Stick with us, guys. The 4th annual Sci-Fi Horror Fest is coming with an all-new location, new guests, and all the same fun, charm, and camaraderie that you've come to know and love. Sci-Fi Horror Fest has a new home for 2022 at the Vernon Downs Casino and Hotel in Vernon, New York. Sci-Fi Horror Fest will be held on August 26th and 27th. Sci-Fi Horror Fest is a family-friendly event featuring fun activities, vendors, and a media area with an eclectic group of podcast personalities. Exciting celebrity guest appearances will be announced soon. For more information and to purchase tickets, go to www.sci-fi-horrorfest.com. Sci-Fi Horror Fest is currently looking for volunteers. This is your chance to be a part of the fun. Please note, details of the event are subject to change due to any lasting issues due to COVID-19. Looking for the hottest new comic on the shelf or a key back issue to complete your run? How about that rare statue or action figure that you've scoured the internet looking for? Come to Collectibles Galore, located in North Syracuse with ample off-street parking. Collectibles Galore has a huge selection of comics, toys, and rare pop culture items you won't find anywhere else. Comics Galore is always buying comics and toys and will give you the fairest price for your collection. New customers get 15% off their first purchase in store. Collectibles Galore for all of your pop culture needs. Stop in and see for yourself why Collectibles Galore is the king of comics. And that sound and video, I guess, means it's time for our weekly topic. All right. So, guys, we're going back to the Star Wars universe because why wouldn't we? What color would your lightsaber be, and why?
Man, that sounds like you came up with it just a few seconds ago, Paul.
I got
Right on my
I
ass.
got to answer. I got to answer.
I hope
Okay.
so.
Orange.
Why? What does orange mean?
Orange to me
Orange,
is
you glad it's not green?
yes, exactly. Is the color of a fast motorcycle. And that's what I would have. I
Is
would
your
have a
motorcycle
speeder bike.
orange?
I would have a speeder bike. It is. I have a speeder bike and I would have an orange lightsaber. And they would both be orange.
Would you also wear a bantha leather vest? Like,
Oh fuck yeah, with the fur on the with the furry fridge. Oh
There you
hell
go.
yeah. Oh hell yeah.
so Kevin's starting his own Jedi biker gang. That's where we're going with this.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Hugh,
I have absolutely no idea, and I don't know if there are rules with the colors. Like if I
there
pick
is
the wrong
now.
color,
Yeah.
there is now. I mean, like if
Yeah.
I pick the wrong color, does it mean I'm a furry or something like that? I mean, I
Yeah.
know that, I have to watch which ears I put earrings in now because shit means stuff. I mean, I don't know. My favorite color is blue, but I've never really thought that made for a really interesting lightsaber. Like it wasn't an interesting color, interesting light off it. So I'd probably go with purple.
Nice.
It looks good, and I don't know.
I also
it's-
would go with purple because I think it's very striking. And apparently now storyline wise, it's because now you can wield the dark side as well as, and it taints your kyber crystal because Mace Windu and badass. And
I just don't think they should have assigned color or meanings to colors. That's just silly.
George Lucas said originally, blue and green are Jedi and red is Sith.
that was the end of it. And then things happened. And now there's a whole reasoning behind each color and why they're that color and what it means. And it's actually quite interesting. It's kind of fascinating to read into it. And I mean, of course, when they're doing it retroactively, it makes sense for everything. Like the only yellows we saw pre sequel trilogy, the Disney trilogy, were the Temple Sentinels, right, Kev?
Yeah, the Temple Guards. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yellow is awful. I mean, if you're in a room with soft white light, you're like, is this thing even on? Ow. I mean, it just doesn't show up well.
No.
That would suck.
Yeah.
Jack.
It hasn't been said yet. I'm very impressed.
Green.
Yeah, of course. Because my favorite Jedi in Star Wars is Qui-Gon Jinn, and because being the history geek here, his hilt is even cool too. So I just like the way he constructed his lightsaber. It's very old school. It's very nostalgic. And like when Luke Skywalker had his green lightsaber in Return of the Jedi, like Luke Skywalker's green lightsaber, and Qui-Gon.
At that point was unique.
It was different. Yeah,
We'd never seen that before when Jedi came out, and we're just
you're like, whoa.
Speaking of hilts, and I guess I never paid attention to this.
Kevin's
until
gonna
I
bury
watched-
his into Jack in Pennsylvania.
Has that
Sorry,
happened?
Jack's bag. I didn't notice this until watching Kenobi, but all the other lightsabers, they're big, they're beefy. I mean, they look like you could throw them down. Obi-Wan's looks like a really cheaply made flashlight. Like, if he bumped that thing into something, the fucking emitter would pop off. I was just really surprised that I never noticed that it looked that cheap. Probably because he was only, we only see him using it in the original Star Wars, for a few seconds. I guess he was in the prequel trilogy as well, but I tried not to pay attention to that.
The one he's carrying is actually his second saber.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it was not the one that we were accustomed to. And by the way, guys, what you watching retroactively? So we can get into the Obi-Wan thing now.
Oh man, Obi-Wan. Kenobi
I took
was
notes.
so good. So good.
Oh my
I took
god.
notes. Let me read you my notes.
Yes,
because
please.
I have just a few things, nothing major.
Go ahead, you bet.
That I noticed.
What'd you call him?
You bet. You bet Nicole Brown. She does the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, she's great.
Okay. I lost
love
the
her.
fucking.
Isn't she?
Lost the
Oh, there we
notes.
go.
So
No,
Vampire.
I lost the window with all of you guys. Okay. All right. So Kenobi, couple things. How the fuck does Reva go from dying on the ground to on Tatooine looking for Owen while Vader is still chasing the freighter that Obi-Wan is on? How?
I thought about
I-
that too.
I'm
Yeah.
like, this doesn't make any sense at all. Holy shit,
There's-
my other note disappeared too. I'm glad
There's
I remembered.
history. There's history for that. There's I mean, that's happened before. It didn't just happen to the
Are you-
Inquisitor.
Kev, are you shoehorning in the World Between Worlds on this, or
Possibly.
Okay.
But there's others that have been run through with lightsabers and lived.
no? That's
No,
not.
no,
No.
It's
That's not his
rather
point.
quick.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
his
saying
point is the
she
fact
gets-
that she made it there first.
She gets
Like
stabbed
how?
with the lightsaber. We see her laying on the ground, looking at the hollow of Owen as Vader's getting in his ship to chase the freighter. Somehow she gets to Tatooine, hunting down Owen and Luke while Vader is still chasing that same freighter. I
Right.
mean, a little recovery time at least, but still finding a ship travel time. I mean, I'm just like that. That's really weird.
Yeah, I don't know. You're right. The timeline, it doesn't really make a lot of sense there.
Because that
it
was the
seems-
opening scene, right? That was the opening scene of the.
Yeah,
It-
because the run through happened in episode 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
That should have happened to her like episode 3 or 4, so she had that little time to recover. Like that was way too quick from 5.
Or they could have just, had some sort of a delay, I don't know. Kenobi.
So Vader's been chasing that freighter for like 4 days.
Well, no,
Yeah,
Kenobi and Vader's fight could have lasted a few days. You know what I mean? If that was all it was, they chase each other around the planet, and one of them's tired and the other one's escaped or whatever. They could have very easily drawn that out. I think.
But where
But
it's
they didn't.
placed in the episode, that's not the impression that we get. The impression
Definitely
we get
not.
is she
Definitely
gets to Tatooine before,
Kenobi
Obi-Wan
even
takes
lands,
off.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, before he takes off in the ship to pull
Oh, you're
Vader
right,
away
yeah.
during the chase.
Because he has the
During the
vision.
chase that started at the end of the last episode, which I would assume we're an hour or two into this chase, and she's suddenly on Tatooine.
Yeah,
That's
she finds another ship, and all of a sudden, yeah, she gets there. Whatever.
Maybe it's a super slow speed chase like in Rise of Skywalker.
Don't go there. It's just shitty writing. They
Yeah.
really rushed it. They
I mean,
just,
They made a mistake. I think
all
made a
they
mistake.
needed to do was like shift some scenes around. It would have been fine.
It was
Okay.
literally just a pacing issue, and then it's to build tension. I get it,
Yeah.
but
not
plot
good.
hole.
But the other thing is during that lightsaber fight, holy shit, Darth Vader throws a punch. Did you,
To the
I'm just like-
nose, yes.
I mean, I don't remember how the fights were in the prequel series. That was more modern
That
than the
happened.
original trilogy.
Yep.
That did? Okay.
I
But we-
definitely remember Darth Maul cracking either Qui-Gon
He uppercut
in the
Qui-Gon.
face
Yeah.
with
But
with his hilt. Yeah,
But we've
he
never
uppercut
seen
him.
Vader throw a punch like that.
No.
I thought it was cool.
they have done so much with Vader in the modern era to make him so much scarier and so much more of a badass.
And yet
That's all I have.
so vulnerable.
Yeah, it humanized him as well. Yes.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, his his life support system was his major Achilles heel.
Mm-hmm.
As soon
As
that
it
got-
should be.
As soon as that got exploited, that was it. And all it took was Obi-Wan wearing him down a little bit.
It was really cool though during the fight scene too, because they did like because in episode 5 they had the flashbacks where they would train on Coruscant, but like in the fight scene in episode 6, seeing them back to back, that was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only what really was glaring to me was how much Hayden Christensen has aged.
Yeah.
Because
It's
when they
not-
go back and try and lace in the attack on the Jedi Temple, like it's glaringly obvious that it's not the same guy.
Oh yeah.
Which is
Right.
what's funny is this is the company that has the money to do that shit and has.
And they didn't. You
Yeah.
know, but I respect them for not doing it, not fucking brushing that all off and making him fucking like look like a Ken doll.
Yeah, we've already I think as a group of fans, we've already decided that we're going to ignore things like that, and that started back when they digitally placed Grand Moff Tarkin in with Leia, young Leia. I think
In
I
Rogue
think,
One.
right. I think we're all just past that. We appreciate what they're trying to do. We understand why it is. It doesn't really work. It's not really accurate, but we get it. So we just go past it and we just try to enjoy the story. So that's kind of where I was with all that.
Mhm. I was okay with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, whatever.
No problem with it. It struck me as odd because while there's us, there's the younger generation of fans that is literally going to go, that's supposed to happen before this. Why does he look so old? And that will be the thing they obsess over and focus on.
Well, my kids did it tonight.
Yeah.
They were
So
hyper focused on the Obi-Wan and Vader fight and how it fit in, and geez, he's gonna kill Vader. And I'm like, you guys don't get where this lies. Like, you just don't. And then, I contemplate beating my children.
And this is the problem. This is the problem with seeing things out of order, out of context. You can't, in my mind, you can't watch these movies in chronological order. No, you just can't do that. You lose the story. You have to watch them in the way they've been released, so that you are curious about how did he get here, what happened before, and then you go and you get these little things and they fill it in, and then as you get those story fillers, then you can kind of work past the the minutia.
I've seen two thoughts on how this should work. Okay. I have seen where you go in release order, 4, 5, 6 prequels, so you maintain the surprise with Vader. I have also seen where you do parts of the prequel series and then jump to the new ones. What do you guys think about that? And then after that, I'll tell you how I did it with my kids.
I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk more about Kenobi.
Too bad.
I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about Reva. I want to talk
He's
about
scarred,
Kenobi.
apparently.
Yeah. I want, like what Kev says, I want to talk more about Kenobi, but what we did growing up.
Bandwagon jumper.
What we did was I did 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3.
That's
7.
not what Kevin wants to talk about, Jack.
But I'm answering Paul's question first. But all right,
Okay. Jack's my disciple. God damn it.
But like my friend though that has never seen Star Wars, he did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's how he did it. I watched it with him, but it's like what Kev says though. Like you lose. Like,
makes your fucking skin crawl.
It
because you lose so much of the surprise in the original movies.
Correct. I'd rather watch 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3.
I just think some of the current, younger fans, some of the way that they have
digested them,
come into the movies, I think that explains a lot about why they think the way they do about how the movies were made, or what they're lacking, or it's difficult to watch, and in all reality, it's difficult to watch something that was made with so many more cinematic advancements. It's difficult to watch that before you watch the way it was originally made, with sound effects collected in a field, and miniatures flown across a huge,
tarnishes the originals.
It does. And it's unfortunate when that happens, because you lose the story, and it's the story that's the most important thing, not the fact that the X-Wing is flying, like a helicopter, because that's the way the post was, and they swung it in a pendulum style. I mean, you lose the story for the little details, and that's why I think it's really, really important to get the story in the way that it was fed to those of us that have had the opportunity, have had the luck, have had the luxury of receiving the story the way that it has actually been fed to us.
I think that's a absolutely valid viewpoint, Kevin, and I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm going to say that I don't think there's a wrong way to watch it, because part of the reason that we hold on to that order is because that's what we experienced. And it's really hard. You say it loses the magic. It would lose the magic for us having already seen it. I don't necessarily think that would be true for, say, if my daughter watch them all in the actual chronological order, because there are things to be said. Yes, you lose the surprise of Vader, but you also get the dread and the sadness of him having been a hero and being so bad at this point. If there are other things that you're going to get out of it by watching it in chronological order. So I know, again, not disagreeing with you. I think that maybe they're both right for different reasons.
It definitely can be. It definitely can be.
It's like how you watched it. Like, it's like what you just said, Hugh. Like, I was raised on it the way we all watched it, and that's how we remember it. But then watching it 1 through 9 before I went to Celebration, you're like, oh my God, Anakin was so much. He did so much. He was married. He was a Jedi general. He now is becoming Darth Vader. It's like, oh my God, like he's now becoming this tormented soul and all that.
It adds a whole new dimension of tragedy and drama to the original trilogy, knowing that all beforehand.
And this
That's
week
stuff we
adds
didn't
to
have.
that.
Yeah.
This week
So-
adds to that with what he said to Kenobi.
Yes.
You didn't do it. I killed
I did.
Anakin
Yeah,
Skywalker.
I killed Anakin.
Which I saw online, people are talking about clone theories about Anakin that maybe that
Really?
literally happened, that maybe, you know, who became Darth Vader was a clone of Anakin. So he literally
Really?
did kill himself.
I don't
know.
yeah, I don't want to believe that.
I don't think so. I don't think that's what they were going for, but that's interesting.
So I think
Yeah.
because I don't think that's possible, because the pain that Vader feels is so real that there's no way that could be anyone but the original individual, you know, that got to that point.
And I have to admit that I've been just picking away at Hayden Christensen's delivery for years, and we have a good friend who's actually probably going to show up on the show in a few episodes, just so you know, who is a huge Hayden Christensen fanboy, and I constantly am hammering away at her about Anakin Skywalker and how he's a wooden actor. And Obi-Wan Kenobi has so much changed that, like the nuance and everything that he's brought back to it now. I've got to say it's really impressive.
When for the 2.5 minutes he was in it.
Yes, actually,
Okay.
like just
Wow.
the watching him, and especially in this episode, like if you hyper focus on him, which is what I did for whatever reason, I don't know why, but
Because he's
when
Darth fucking Vader. Come on.
no, when the the scene I'm talking about, when the helmet splits and all that, the pain in his eyes and everything when you watch that, because I don't know, for whatever reason, like I was hyper focused on literally that little wedge.
They wanted it
And
to be.
yes, which is what they did it for.
You know what that pain is that he's drawing on? That this fucking series destroyed my acting career. That's the pain you see.
Well, I agree with you, Paul, though. Like that scene, I watched it like 3 or 4 times because the way
You were
it was.
jerking off at the time.
No, I wasn't jerking off at the time. It was cool though, like
He was
because
done.
yeah, whatever. I'm done.
Finished before that.
What about Reva?
I'm sorry, Jack. Continue.
No, you're good. Go.
No, he's like, "Fuck you. I'm done again."
Before
I'm done
we-
with the show.
Before we get out, before we stop talking about Hayden Christensen, I want to just tell you, I went back and watched the live with Ewan and Hayden on the live stage at Celebration right after they announced Kenobi, and they told us that we're all gonna see the first 2 episodes. They went to the live stage, and then they were over there, and because I wanted to go back and watch it, because that was, the filming was in the can, they were all done, and they were out and they were talking about it, and I wanted to go back and see what the interaction between the two and what they gave away about this show, and they really didn't. But what struck me was how Hayden was so thrilled to be back. I mean, Hugh probably makes a good point that he's just glad to be working because he didn't do shit after this, literally.
Jumper.
He did Jumper in some independent films, and then
Yeah, nobody knows anything about that, so it might as well not exist.
Jumper was
But-
good.
But I just thought it was very interesting. And if you wanted to go back and find that on YouTube and find the live 2022, celebration videos, and it's very interesting to see the interaction between the two of them, and Hayden's, what he says about being back in the realm.
Interesting. Jack, were you in that room? Were you at the live stage? Nice.
I was there. No, but it was just cool though, because like in that episode, it's like what you just said there, Kev. Like you see like Ewan McGregor's like tears. I generally feel like those were genuine tears that were falling down his like face and all that. And like you see like what I was getting at with Hayden Christensen, the way it was shot. Like you had the red lightsaber on his face, then you saw his yellow eyes, then the blue lightsaber, you saw his black eyes. So he is just like a tormented soul. Like he is just lost. He like what this is just like, because like when they said they first saw each other on stage, they're like, no time has passed, and they're just like they have so much chemistry, those two, for sure.
The other thing he said on that stage was that he had gone back and watched Clone Wars and Rebels because he wanted to know what Filoni had had done with the Anakin story, what Anakin had become, and I guess he didn't understand truly where the love came from for his character. And really it's the animated series that did that, because that really made him out to be this great warrior. After the first 2 episodes of the first 3 episodes, I thought he was a whiny little bitch. I couldn't stand him. I was not in love with the character. I didn't think he was anything all that special, and I wasn't surprised that he turned into an evil fuck. But the animated series changed completely the way I thought about Anakin Skywalker.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. And it was cool because like Rebels did the same thing that they did in Kenobi. Like Rebels took one side of his mask and Kenobi was the other side of the mask. So like, because like Ahsoka like did that to Darth Vader in Rebels as well, what Kenobi did in this Kenobi show as well. He's not, you can't save him and all that stuff. So they actually, like what you said, they actually humanized Anakin a little bit more.
Yeah.
Nice.
So so Reva.
Yes.
There's a reason why she's still alive.
A spin-off
Okay.
show?
Where is she going to show up next? And what the hell is going to happen to her? So, Paul, you had said before that the Inquisitor died, and that was bad because somehow, some way, he turns good in some story.
No, he showed up in Rebels. That was my thing. Like that Grand Inquisitor was supposed to be in Rebels, and then clearly now we know why he didn't die.
I could have swore somebody said something about him actually turning back, but whatever, doesn't matter. So we know he's not dead,
right?
But what do you think? I mean, where's Reva going to show up? Like, what is she going to be in? Is she going to be in Ahsoka? Is it going to be another? Is it going to be a spinoff? The Inquisitors. What's
It would be hard to do an Inquisitor show because what does that become? Just hunting down Jedi every week? But people don't necessarily want to see that because we like the good guys. I'd be all about an Inquisitor show. That would be cool.
Everybody I know loves the fucking Empire, and they want to see pretty uniforms.
Aren't they also? Haven't they said that they're moving away to new stories now? Their focus is going to be getting away from this whole. I mean, I correct me if I'm wrong. Now, who's making the next movie? It's somebody famous.
Rian Johnson, isn't he?
Wait,
he's getting a trilogy.
Rian Johnson, yeah. Rian Johnson is working on a new trilogy, and he said he's completely getting away from
a
all
whole
of the
different
established
timeline. Yeah, I'm not timeline. Era.
Yeah.
He had talked about. God, I was doing so good without the ums too.
So before or after?
I don't think we know that.
We don't know yet. He had talked about doing the Old Republic era. But that kind of went away for a while when, he completely screwed the pooch on The Last Jedi.
Yep. But the best part about, you didn't mention the best part of the whole episode though. It was fucking Qui-Gon Jinn at the very, very end, which was the best part.
Oh my god. I was
waiting for that.
I was waiting for him to show up.
like literally when he looks at Obi-Wan, he's like, Master Qui-Gon, he's like, you wanted to see when you wanted to see. He's like, oh my God. I was like, oh, there's Qui-Gon Jinn. Like he's walking. I'm like, is that him? No, it can't be. And it's Qui-Gon Jinn.
You knew it was. You knew
Yeah.
it was.
I was like,
I mean, there's nobody else it could be. I mean, first of all, he's in the series because, Liam Neeson already had talked about that.
Did he? See, I missed all that. I knew he was going to be in the new animated series.
There was.
you're talking about Tales of a Jedi, but yeah,
Yes.
he teased. It's like Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, but Liam Neeson was like, oh, I'll never come back unless it's the silver screen for like Star Wars. But yeah, that means you're coming back.
Okay. So just so you know, a bunch of people are working on movies. I'm gonna butcher this. Taika Waititi is developing something. Anyway, Kathleen Kennedy came out. This was during Celebration too. She said, we're moving further beyond the existing sequels as we look to our movie space. The sequel area is what we talk a lot about in terms of where we're going with our movies, and just far out from that we'll go. So it seems like they want to create a whole new story. So not based in any of what we already know, which isn't a bad idea. I think you can just go beyond it with the same setting and see where it goes, just without the same characters. But it sounds like they want to do a whole clean slate.
Well,
Where there's enough distance where you can create your own story. Yeah.
well,
And I'm fine with that. We've done enough with the Skywalker saga.
They know it works because look at Mandalorian.
Yeah.
They could have never shown a freaking lightsaber in the entire series. It would have been just fine.
Yep.
True.
Do you think we're going to see the guy that played Kingo in Eternals show up again? The scam Jedi.
Oh,
You could.
So
uh,
I think I was the only person
What's his
probably in the
name,
country
Liam?
that realized
Or
that
something
he
like
was
that?
there.
Liam.
Started with an H, I think.
Mm.
he was entertaining.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, he's definitely got more to do. I mean, they wouldn't bring an actor like that in and just waste him.
Well, I'm sure they thought he was probably going to be a bigger name after Eternals, and that didn't end up so good.
Well, he had titles before that.
Did he? Because that was the first thing I saw him in was Eternals.
What's Eternals?
Haven't even seen Eternals.
You guys should watch it now that it's on Disney Plus.
Whatever.
It's just there's
I've
a
seen
lot.
it. I watched it.
Okay.
I was kidding. I
Okay.
mentioned it in my news segment, dude.
Whatever.
That no one saw it.
So,
Right.
Are we done with Kenobi? Because I have to say something.
There, go.
The floor is yours, Kevin.
The boys.
Oh.
Oh my God, that first episode.
I'm
Oh
assuming
my-
the new season dropped.
Oh my
Yeah,
fucking
there's already been
god!
5 episodes.
I'm caught up.
Yeah.
The
I'm
first episode, it's every episode.
Right.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
I saw the first 2 episodes ever, like those ones.
Yeah,
Okay, Jack, are you caught up on the boys?
I watched this.
Kevin,
last
just tell him what happened in the first episode of the season, because he's only watched 2
Yeah,
episodes.
I'm
He's
caught
not
up.
gonna catch
You.
Do what you want to do. Yeah, it's fine.
So they introduced a new character, Cockroach.
It's- Okay, I was gonna say Soldier Boy because we've heard all about that, but
Oh
yeah.
no, they do all that too.
Oh,
But
they
no,
do.
this new character, Cockroach, he can go real small. Real small.
where does he go?
Inside his boyfriend's pee-pee.
And his
Yep.
boyfriend screaming, "Get to the prostate!"
And he's up in there and he's all, oh, what's this? Oh, and his boyfriend is just loving it. Well, they'd been snorting a bunch of coke. What happens when you snort coke? You sneeze.
Oh God.
And he went full size,
Oh God.
Oh,
ripped his fucking boyfriend in half.
Perfect. That's as one does.
that was
It was so fucking disgusting.
Yeah. That just hurts.
I cheered. I'm like, this might be the greatest special effect ever.
It was amazing. I mean, I'm like, this is so perfect. This guy's a fucking worthless piece of shit, and he just did this to his lover. And oh, by the way, he just got caught also. Perfect.
I thought
And
it was
I'm
pretty
just-
good when A-Train ran through fucking the girlfriend. That's,
Oh, it gets much worse than that.
that's
And I'm
outstanding.
thinking to myself at some point, because Eric Kripke's making the show, and he went into the writer's room or the special effects people. Was like, all right, I need a prosthetic or a special effects penis big enough for somebody to stand in, because they really built that and he really wanted to save it. And he actually asked his wife if he could put it in their backyard, and she said no.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, he wanted to save it. They said they needed to get rid of it because they needed the warehouse space.
Wow.
Oh
But
my god.
he just didn't want to get rid of it because it was such a feat of engineering.
Jeez.
It was a foot of engineering, all right.
Wow.
Well, it's more than a
That's-
foot.
But did you guys know the guy that plays Soldier Boy, the actor? He does the voice acting for like Batman, the animated movies. Like
Oh no shit! I didn't know that.
Jason something. I can't. It's like Jason.
Jensen Ackles
Yeah.
No, that's
Did, like,
so
14 years on fucking Supernatural.
15.
15.
There you go. I didn't watch that
Yeah.
show, so no.
That's wow. That is a sore subject for Hugh. It's
I know. It's a sore subject for one of my friends too. That's
No,
obsessed.
no, you don't know. You don't know the story, Jack. This happened before
Okay,
you came in.
that's fair.
Yes, it's over, but
Hugh.
one of these days. Oh, go ahead.
I remember. I know who
Pepperidge Farm.
Jensen
remembers.
Pepperidge Farm. remember.
I know who Jensen Ackles is. He was probably one of the best voices for Nightwing ever,
Mhm.
Oh, Nightwing.
as well as the 15 seasons of Supernatural, I'm sure.
So, I mean, I see our clock is winding down here. I just want to throw it out to you guys,
Shit.
probably especially you, Kev, because you know usually you're the one that watch it. You watch TV like I do. Time Traveler's Wife finished up this past week. 6-episode first season. Definitely set up for another season. I've got to say, very possibly, I don't know what's going to happen in the next 6 months. Best show of the year, hands down, not even fucking close. So goddamn good. I'm angry that it was only 6 episodes. And even that last episode was, I mean, it's all sorts of timey-wimey, but you've never seen timey-wimey like this. And this show, every single episode uses plot devices, ideas, and things that I've never seen before. And everything's derivative of something, but this show, it blows my mind that I've never seen anything like it. And it just all the way up to this last episode, every episode got better. It was amazing.
And this is HBO Max, right?
Yes.
I just want to know so I can start watching.
Yeah, and this is
Soon
one you
as
can
life
watch with your
slows
wife,
down,
but
yeah.
not with your kids.
That's most shows.
Well,
I don't-
actually, it's all. Yeah, you probably could. There's not really a whole lot of weighing in it. Just once, and it's quick.
I don't have kids. though.
Not a whole lot of way. We gotta write that down, Kevin. All right.
Not a lot of weighing.
Not a lot of weighing.
Jack, you had something, didn't you?
Quickly, Jack.
Yeah, like basically I just was like a game I used to play when I was a kid was StarCraft. We all played that when we were kids, which was amazing. You never played StarCraft?
I love StarCraft.
Right? So like what was it? Like I beat the game years ago and I was like, oh wow, they took like all their like cutscenes and put them in all to like a movie montage. And I'm so surprised they haven't made this into a TV show. Like they made Warcraft, they made Halo, all that. But like they have to do it the right way. But like I just really thought in StarCraft, because I was always the Terran over like the Zerg and Protoss. But like Jim Raynor and the Sarah Kerrigan storyline, that was just like really cool. Like that storyline, you know, like how they actually liked each other. And like, but I actually was thinking about this actually pretty good. I was like, Clive Owen should be Jim Raynor, and then Natalie Portman should be like a Sarah Kerrigan character. And I thought that would be a really cool story arc, but I don't know, like it was like a 40-minute, they put all the cutscenes together. I thought that was a really cool thing because that would be really neat if they did something like that.
Nice.
All right, Paul, drop your nuggets.
So
Less than 1 minute.
Clothes make the man. Naked people have little or no influence on society. Good night, everybody, and megabyte me, bitches.
This has been a GeekPod Network production.